All right, guys, welcome to today's awesome meeting. Welcome to today's awesome class, right? So, today we'll be talking about something very, very important in the forex market, something very cool in the forex market, right? So, you know how it is when we talk about candlesticks, right? We talked about two most important things. We talked about the wick and we talked about the body of the candlestick, right? So, many persons making money through it and the rest. But today, what I bring to us is a killer strategy. One of my secrets, this is it. If you talk about my secrets, this is it. One of my secrets, this is it. One thing is to know candlestick, another thing is to know the secrets in it. I'm not here to teach you how to memorize candlestick. I don't care. I'm not here to teach you how to, the names. I don't care. What I care is for you to be profitable. Not only for you to be profitable, for you to make money. That's what I care. For you to make money from this same market, right? So what I'm about to share to us today is a very killer strategy and it's more practical than explained, right? So before we go ahead, as there is a course of the daily analysis and the rest, do well to share to your friends. Do well to share to your friends. Make the video go viral so that they will be coming, joining us, making more money from this daily analysis and what is obtainable. Same way, we are all benefiting from this, right? So let's go ahead. What do I have to do? And if it's your first time, remember to subscribe and share. So we have nothing but the Dragonfly Doji. The Dragonfly Doji. Now, this is a very killer strategy, a very killer strategy. This is one of my secrets. You see, this is a serious candlestick confirmation pattern that shows the rejection from the buyers in the forex market and is more effective in the higher time frame. I don't care what other persons are defining about it, but what I'm giving to you is what will make you much more profitable in the market. It's a serious candlestick confirmation pattern that shows the rejection from the buyers in the forex market and is more effective in the higher time frame. Yes, you know your week. You know how your week works. Yes, you know how your body works. But what is it? Why is it that this is not working for you? Why is it that you use Dragonfly Doji and it doesn't work for you? Is there something you are doing wrong, or is there something you are doing right? I bet you Dragonfly Doji is 99% accurate only if you are doing the right thing. Now, before I go ahead, I'll have to bring us to what the Dragonfly Doji looks like. So this is what it looks like, Dragonfly Doji. This is what it looks like, the Dragonfly Doji. Sometimes you see it having a wick above, a little, but you know what your dragon is not a name you have to memorize. It's not your normal dragon that during stagnant water and the rest, they move about and the rest. So that's how it is. Your Dragonfly Doji. So this is how it looks like. A market opens high, sold to the lows, got rejected, and closed at the same price it opened. But you see a whole lot of rejection in the market. Long lower shadow, having a long lower shadow. This is the open, this is the close. I don't care whatever one learns from anywhere. This is the most important thing. When you understand this, every other candlestick formation becomes a child's play. You see a market, this is open here, sold to this place. Remember, wick shows rejection. So it's sold to this place, then got rejected by the buyers. 90% of the time, if you are doing the right thing, you see it going buying. 99%, you see it buying. But this is why it's not working for you, which is the rule I'm about to share with you now. Now look at this another Dragonfly Doji. You can see it here. Sold to this place, but got rejected by which group of persons? By the buyers, got rejected to this particular place. Sold to this particular place, got rejected by the buyers. This is why your Dragonfly Doji, if you've been using it, is not working for you. This is the rules. Must be traded in favor of the trend. So before I go to the chart to show you how it works, I will share with us these rules. Must be traded in favor of the trend. Why your Dragonfly Doji is not working for you, or has never worked for you, or worked today, 50% of the time it fails you, then the other time it works, is because you are trading it against the trend. So it must be in favor of the trend. Secondly, which is not here, the wick must be obvious. Though I will talk more about that. Must be at a sensitive support and a good retracement. Must be at a sensitive support after a good retracement in an uptrend. It must be at a sensitive support after a good retracement in an uptrend. Your Dragonfly Doji must be in favor of the trend, that is in an uptrend. Don't go trading a Dragonfly Doji in a downtrend. Even when you say, okay, let me follow the retracement, no. The market must be doing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Then when it makes a good and definite retracement conservatively in the market, what do? You wait for your confirmation. It could be a Dragonfly Doji. Then the opening of the next one, you buy. I will also tell you why some Dragonfly Dojis don't work for you. It's much more reliable in the higher time frame. Dragonfly Doji is much more reliable in your higher time frame and not your lower time frame. A Dragonfly Doji in D1 is stronger than the Dragonfly Doji in M30 and M15 and M1, in as much as trend reversals start from the lower time frame, but the higher the time frame, the stronger it is. Where are you spotting your Dragonfly Doji? That's the question. Where are you spotting your Dragonfly Doji? Right, let me take you to other things, the other rules. Buy immediately after 90 or 80% rejection. The problem with us and why we don't really make it, some of those of us that find it difficult, is because we trade it when you see a Dragonfly Doji maybe giving 70% rejection, you quickly enter for a buy. It's not going to work like that. When you see 60% rejection, it's not a Dragonfly Doji. 60% rejection, 70 don't enter. Even the 80 is skeptical. 90%, that's when you take entry. You can see this. When he gives you a good and reasonable week, in the market, 90% rejection. You can see the rejection, the wick is as long as everything, giving just a small body. This is even more than 90%. The opening of the next candlestick, provided you're in the right direction, just quickly go into the market and you see yourself making profit. Set your take profit before the nearest zone. Stop loss below the nearest zone. This is the secret for your Dragonfly Doji. Very big secret for your Dragonfly Doji. A very big secret for Dragonfly Doji. For it to work for you. You can see this. Not when the rejection stops somewhere here, you think of buying, no. Or when the rejection stops somewhere here, you think of buying, no. It must give you a definite rejection pattern in the market for you to buy the market. For you to buy the market, it must give you a definite pattern. So before I go to the chart, spotting it for we to use, before spotting it on the chart, I'll quickly show us the direct opposite. So I will quickly check it in the chart. Now, there is another type of candlestick known as the gravestone doji. The gravestone doji. The gravestone doji. Gravestone. Then doji, D-O-J-I, gravestone doji. I just mentioned the rules here. The gravestone doji is the direct opposite. Is the direct opposite of the Dragonfly Doji. The gravestone doji is the direct opposite of the Dragonfly Doji. The gravestone doji is the direct opposite of the Dragonfly Doji. Now, this is another good example of the Dragonfly Doji. You can see it. Dragonfly Doji candlestick. You can see this. Dragonfly Doji candlestick. It opens, then try selling, but got rejected. Though this is not a perfect rejection. This is not a perfect rejection. But got rejected by 90%. You go in for a buy in the market. Right? So let's quickly check for the gravestone doji. Now, gravestone doji. Gravestone doji in the market. The gravestone doji. Gravestone, doji. This is the direct opposite of the Dragonfly Doji, which shows the rejection from the sellers As simple as that. There's no too much mathematics solving this. I don't care what anybody is saying, but what I care is the writing. This is the direct opposite of the Dragonfly Doji. So how does this work? How does this work? Before going to the chart, sharing with us on the chart, let's share the rules. Now this is a good example of it. This is a good example of it. You can see a short wick below. Sometimes you see a short wick, it's having a short wick, it's still a dragonfly. You can see it bought to these highs, buying to these highs. But at the end of the day, there was a good rejection. You can see how rejected the wick. The wick is even longer than the body. The rejection did not stop here. No, it didn't stop here. It gave 90-something% rejection before going for a sell. When you spot this, provided you are doing the right thing, market will always go your direction. This is my killer strategy. This is one of my best strategies ever. I'm giving it out here, but don't tell anybody. Right. So I'm giving it out here. Go to, when you spot it, it's a good, provided you are doing the right thing, you see it going your direction. You see it going your direction. The rules must be traded in favor of the trend. Must be traded in favor of the trend. Must be traded in favor of the trend. You trade Dragonfly Doji in a down trend, a gravestone doji in a down trending market. That is a market that has a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low. In that progression, it must be traded in favor of the down trending market, not in an up trending market. You say, let me try. No, you don't try. You don't trade what you feel. You only trade what you see in this market. Must be traded in favor of the down trending market. Must be at a sensitive resistance zone after a good retracement in a bearish trending market. So that market that is doing a downtrend, by the time it does the retracement, giving you a gravestone doji with about 90 to 90-something% rejection, you can go in for yourself. I don't care whatever somebody else or whatever we see, but what gives us money, that's what I'm after. Much more reliable in the higher time frame. It's much more reliable. The same way the Dragonfly Doji is different. The Dragonfly Doji spotted in D1 is different from that of them spotted in M1 and M30. That is the same way when you spot a gravestone doji at D1 is different from that in H1 and is different from that in M1. So these are the rules that must be in place. That is why your Dragonfly Doji, this must work. Buy immediately after 90 or 80% rejection in the market. Buy immediately after 90 or 80% rejection. Even 80% is not that considered, but buy immediately after 90% rejection. 90% rejection. Some persons will say after seeing a Dragonfly Doji, you wait for other confirm. There is nothing like wait, provided it has given you 90% rejection and you are in the right direction, enter the market. There is no more confirmation. If you really want to wait for confirmation, except the rejection is like 75%, 80%, then you can now wait for another confirmation. But 90%, you don't need any other confirmation. Enter the market for your buy, for your sell rather, for a gravestone doji. Wait for other candlestick confirmation when the rejection is 60-70%, nothing like 60%. 75-80, you wait for another candlestick confirmation. But provided you're in the right direction and it gives you 90%, enter. But there's not like 60. 70-75%, wait for confirmation. But 80%, wait for confirmation. But 90%, go into the market. Go into the market. You can see 90-something% rejection. 90-something% rejection. You can see bought to this place, rejected to this lower place. 90-something% rejection. You can go in for your sell. You can go in for your sell in the market, provided you are in the right direction. Provided you're in the right direction. So let's quickly get to the chart, see examples. Let's quickly get to the chart to see examples. I like using the daily time frame because that daily time frame It stands in between the gap for any type of trader you are. For any type of trader you are, it stands in the gap. It stands in the gap. No matter the type of trader you are, it stands in the gap. So let's quickly check this. Let's quickly check this. There are some certain things that are not Dragonfly Dojis. Now, it doesn't matter the colors. It doesn't matter the colors. The color could be any type. The color could be any type. It could be any type of color. It could be any type of color. It could be any type of color. But whenever it's spotted, don't say because it's not white or because it's not red, it's not green. Depending on whatever you're using as a coloration, you will not buy. No. Now, take a good look at what you see here. This is GBP USD. At the end of this formation, what happened? A good buy. This is a secret. Don't tell anybody, but remember to share. Remember, after this, he gave about 90% rejection. What happened? You can see a good buy. You can see a good buy. After giving this good and reasonable rejection, and see, it opened their soul to this place, but closed above after giving 90% rejection. You can see a good buy. This is a killer strategy. A killer strategy. A killer at a sensitive support zone. You can see where I'm spotting them. I zoomed in so that we'll be able to see it. You can see this. The longer the wick, the higher the confirmation. The longer the wick, the higher the confirmation. Don't tell anybody, but remember to share. Right. So you can see the longer the wick, the higher the confirmation. You can see how long the wick is. You can see how long the wick is. It sold to this place, but rejected, got this rejection. But you can see how long, at the end of the day, a good buy. Let's go there. So we've not been able to get a gravestone doji, right? So yes. Now, this is a gravestone doji here. You can see 90%. At the end of the day, it sold. But this sell, it did a retracement. That is why you have to set your stop loss conservatively. That you spotted a gravestone doji here does not mean you set your stop loss here. Set your stop loss above the nearest zone. Give it a breathing space. If you're a day trader, at least 15 pips, so that the market can do its retracement, whether they are going for their stop hunt or not, before going to the anticipated direction. After its retracement, breaching space, it goes to the anticipated direction. You can see how good this, especially this type of rejection in the market, we don't joke with it. Remember, you see gravestone dojis. You see gravestone dojis and dragonfly dojis. All these things work. All these things work. I don't care getting anything from any place. I don't care where we get any other thing. But what I share with us is a candlestick that is beyond imaginations. Remember, that is beyond imaginations. Don't tell anybody, but remember to share. A candlestick formation that is beyond imagination. A candlestick formation that is beyond imagination. After seeing that 90%, oh my goodness, look at this, look at this. I don't care any other type of strategy. I don't care any other type of strategy. This is a killer strategy. You can see after this big rejection, after this big rejection, after this deep rejection, remember, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. But remember to share this for people to benefit, but don't tell anybody about the candlestick. So you can see this at the end of the day. Sell, 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 sell. What I'm teaching is more practical than what we used to know. What I'm teaching is more practical than what we used to know. What I'm teaching is more practical than what we used to know. Forex, as the obsession of forex has finished. You can see this. This is like 80%. This particular type, you have to have another confirmation. But 90%, whosoever tells you to wait for confirmation is not telling us the truth. For 90 something percent, whosoever tells you to wait for confirmation is not telling you the truth. Are you enjoying this video? Just start sending it to your friends, sharing to them for them to benefit. For them to benefit. So as a way of recap, we started by sharing with us the Dragonfly Doji and the different types of Dragonfly Dojis in the forex market. So the Dragonfly, both the Dragonfly Doji and the Gravestone Doji, very, very important and very, very key in the forex market, right? So we said it's a killer strategy. Not only that, we started by sharing with us the rules that must be obeyed in the forex market. We said the number one rule must be traded in favor of the trend, must be at a sensitive support after a good retracement in an uptrend, must much more reliable in the higher time frame. Not only that, buy immediately after 90% rejection in the market, not after 90% rejection. Then from 75, 80%, then you can wait for more confirmation. Wait after candlestick confirmation when the rejection is 75%. Wait for more confirmations. Wait for more confirmations in the market. Yes, buy immediately after 90%. Not only that, we shared with us the different types, how it appears on the chart. How it appears on the chart. How it appears on the chart. This is the gravestone doji. It's the direct opposite of the dragonfly doji, which shows rejection from the sellers, right? So the rules must be traded in favor of the trend, must be at a sensitive resistance zone after a good retracement in a bearish trend, much more reliable in the higher time frame, right? So buy immediately after 90%, after 90% or 80% rejection. This is not buy, but sell. Sell immediately after 90%. Sell immediately after 90%. So you have to trade it in favor of the trend. Sell immediately after 90% rejection. Sell immediately after 90% rejection, but not buy. So are you enjoying this video? Do well to subscribe, like, share to your friends. Sell immediately after 90% rejection for a gravestone, not buy. Not buy, but selling. Remember, don't tell anybody, but remember to share to your friends. All right. Thank you very much for this wonderful class and meeting. Enjoy your day.